we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to, oh, I thought I heard.
So I'm sorry, can you allow me to record?
Oh, sure. Of course.
And how's it going, everyone? This is Gus at 661-889.
Hi, good afternoon, Gus. Thank you so much for letting us know. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us this afternoon. This is our first chapter, Vegetative Barriers Subcommittee. And thank you for joining us. Since this is our first meeting, just wanted to maybe do a quick round of introductions. My name is Zong Song, and I'm with the Valley Air District, and I'm part of our communications team. I'll send it off to Aaron.
Yeah, my name is Aaron Springo. I'm a manager at the grant department, kind of oversees, at least as part of the AB 617 stuff, along with a lot of off-road equipment as well. And then David Lopez, the supervisor, oversees it on day-to-day operations. So I'll turn it to David there.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Lopez. I'm an supervising air quality specialist here in the grants department of the Air District, and working with me and on the team to help implement these programs, including these vegetative barriers. And with that, I will pass it over to C. Tao, who is also in part of the grants team.
Thank you so much, David. And I do apologize. My video is going crazy, so I don't want to cause too much distraction. So I am here, but my video will be off. Again, my name is C. Tao, and I am an air quality specialist. And I will also be working with David, but alongside with you committee members, incorporating this RFP, vegetative RFP. And with that, I will hand it over to Jacob.
Hey everyone, my name is Jacob Torres. I'm newly assigned to this vegetative barriers project for this community, and happy to be a part of it. And with that, I'll pass it over to Eric Salas.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Eric Salas. I'm with the Community Strategies and Resources team with the AB 67, with also the AB 617. Yeah, I'm here on a learning basis, and I'm happy to see all you and hear everybody's voice. I'll pass it over to Maricela.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Sorry, okay, perfect. Since I'm in the Spanish channel, I forget what's happening, but Maricela Velasquez, the supervisor in outreach communications, and here to support Zong in the translation or interpretation channel. Thank you.
And then let's go ahead and give it to Michelle. Or maybe Dora.
Hi, I'm Dora Hernandez Hara. I live in the Mexican colony in Shafter, and I'm a resident member of the AB 617, and I'm very interested in the vegetative barriers.
Wonderful, thank you, Dora. Angie?
Hello, I'm Angie Nelson, and I also am a citizen and resident of Shafter, interested in the vegetative barriers, and I actually am on the AB 617 steering committee as well.
And then Gus?
How's it going, everyone? This is Gustavo Aguirre Jr. with CCJN, steering committee member of 617, and also very interested in the vegetative barriers discussion.
Great. And then Janet?
Hi, everyone. My name is Janet Herrera. I'm the current coordinator for the Central California Asthma Collaborative, and I'm excited to be on this meeting and listen to everyone.
And then I think last but not least, Scott.
Hi, everybody. Scott Wall with the California Air Resources Board. I work in the Office of Community Air Protection, or on the AB 617 program, and I am assigned as the CARB liaison to the community of Shafter. And I think maybe let's see if we can give Michelle one more go at it here before we close out the intros, if you don't mind. Michelle, We want to hear
Yes,
from you.
I'm sorry. I was doing something on my desk. Hi, I'm Michelle McManus. I'm a resident of Shafter and I serve on the AB 617. And I'm here to see what you guys are going to do and how we're going to make this happen.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And I see now Annabelle coming on. Annabelle, did you want to? Oh, and she's got a lot of the ladies with her. Did everyone want to say their names and introduce yourself?
Ana Valle, Felipe Trujillo, Socorro Guzmán, Anabel Márquez, and Gustavo Aguirre.
Wonderful. Good afternoon. So good to see you all. And then Jed, did you want to introduce yourself too?
Miren, el primero que me dice, se van a introducir los demás.
Oh, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. I just want to go ahead and share the agenda real quick with everyone. So tonight or this afternoon's agenda, can you guys see it okay? Let me know if I need to make it bigger. Basically, I'll do introductions, which we just did, and then we'll go ahead and get started with reviewing and talking about the vegetative barriers, the background on them, and then we'll discuss, some possible locations and get some feedback from residents as well as community members on some possible locations for vegetative barriers. And then we'll close out the meeting with comments, suggestions, and next steps. Any questions before we get started? Okay, I'm not seeing any. So I'm going to hand it off to C. Tao. And I will be sharing the screen on my side. So just let me know if you guys can't see it or if you have any questions or if I need to stop, and I will do so.
Thank you so much, Jean. Am I good to go?
I believe so.
Okay, sorry, I'm not used to this whole view version, so I apologize. Okay, so again, hi, my name is C. Tao, and I will be going over the key components of the vegetative barrier program and discuss the RFP process. Next. So some of you might, ask, what is a vegetative barrier? A vegetative barrier is also known as a windbreakers. It is composed of one or more rows of trees or shrubs that are planted in a specific area of concern in order to improve air quality in the area by intercepting airborne particles, dust, chemicals, and odors. Next, please. There are benefits to vegetative barriers. For example, it can reduce road air pollution, improve anesthetics, reduce heat, control surface water runoff, reduce noise pollution, and increase property values. Next, please. There are things to consider when designing a vegetative barrier. For example, it should include trees, bushes, shrubs, or a mix of these. It can be planted on the perimeters of agricultural operations to reduce dust, in addition to local rail routes and residential areas. Generally, a higher, thicker vegetative barrier with multiple rows and types of vegetation will result in greater reduction. Additionally, less gaps in the vegetative barrier will also result in greater reduction as well. Thank you. So this slide is to show you an effective and ineffective roadside barrier. As you can see on side A, shows effective barriers that have full coverage from ground to top canopy, and side B shows ineffective barriers due to gaps that may result in higher pollutant concentrations. Thank you. So in order to carry out these vegetative barriers projects, we must go through a request for proposal process. With doing so, the district will seek a grantee to administer the vegetative barrier program through a RFP. The district will coordinate with committee members to develop an RFP utilizing the Shafter SERP. Once it's developed, the district will issue a public notification to advertise the availability to grant fund. Once the RFP opens, applicants should submit their completed applications along with the requested supplements to the district before the RFP deadline date. The district will review the application and aim to respond to prospective applicants within 90 days. When an application is selected, district staff will process and offer a contract. Then the participant can submit a claim for payment for reimbursement once the project is completed. Next, please. Some things to know is that the grant will be up to 1 million. Key requirements the applicant must meet is that they are a city, county, special district, tribal government, public agency, or nonprofits. Applicants. Oh, okay.
Sí, Mica, no encontrábamos en este pantalla la junta.
Annabelle, did you ladies have a question?
Las dos cosas. La pregunta aquí del grupo era, ¿qué son las siglas de RFP? ¿Qué significan?
RFP stands for, I believe, request for
proposals.
Sorry about that. Yes, request for proposal.
Gracias. Gracias.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. So again, moving on to program information, some things that we should know is that the grant amount is 1 million. Applicants must disclose additional funding source that they may have with either federal, state, or third-party private sources. Additional applicants can match or partner up with other entities. Certain things as that are eligible for funding, costs that are eligible for funding include material supplies, construction, outreach, and etc. Most importantly, some key things to know is that the project must be located within the Shafter community. So there is a contract timeframe to the project. For example, planting a vegetative barrier must be completed within the first 3 years, along with maintaining the project and making it available for inspections. Additionally, applicants must complete the project, must commit to the project for a minimum of 10 years. Next, please. So this slide is to show you a rough timeline of the RFP. These are tentative dates. So we hope to open the RFP during the fall, and then shortly follow up with an applicant informational meeting. Because the submission deadline is 40 days after, that would lead us into closing the RFP roughly winter of 2020-23. From there, the district will have approximately 90 days to review proposals and then make a selection. Next, please. Oh, and then that concludes, a brief overview of what vegetative barriers are and the RFP process. We are open up to any questions or comments.
Michelle, I see your hand.
Yes, so if the applicant, the list of people that apply for it, or you have to be the city, the county, district, nonprofit. So you're not looking for individual partnerships. This is more, if I read that list right. Is that correct?
So Michelle, this is David. The idea of the RFP is to find a grantee to administer the grant itself. Looking for an agency, a public agency, a nonprofit, to do, the actual administration of the grant funds. In terms of the type of projects we have, we do have some flexibility in that, but as of right now, we're looking for public agencies, special districts, and then of course nonprofits. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I think I'm sorry to interrupt you. So that was for not the applicant who's providing the land. That was for the applicant for the grantee. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That was, I just read it as the applicant. I must have missed a little something. So that's for what the grantee has to be. So
no, absolutely. In fact, I just
not what the person who's going to plan it on their grant.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I could see where the confusion may come from. And no, so this is we're looking for a grantee to administer the grant itself, the public funds. I've dropped into the chat the approved cert for this program, and that kind of provides greater detail in the criteria, the types of materials that are eligible for the program, and just some of the general criteria. So.
Thank you, David. Annabelle?
Gustavo, tenemos preguntas. ¿Podrían repasar de nuevo la lista de entidades que pueden aplicar para los proyectos, por favor?
You can keep going. So next slide, I believe. Keep going. Sorry. Program information. There we are.
I think one of the questions, una de las preguntas es, por ejemplo, en el pasado hemos hablado de que las compañías que agarraron fondos de la 617 para tractores o las máquinas de agua, harvester y todo eso. Entonces, una compañía privada no puede aplicar.
At this time, no. If that is something that the community wants to discuss as potentially, we do have the opportunity to consider that. But as of right now, the program is for these entities, these types of entities right now.
¿Con la ciudad de Shafter ustedes o cómo le haríamos para pedirle a la ciudad que acepte eso? Porque estamos en la ciudad, estamos rodeada, la ciudad está rodeada de files. Creo que el más apto para eso sería tratar con la ciudad.
I think Annabelle's question is the same question I had. That's just for the grantee. You're looking for your applicant for the grantee program, not the people who are going to do the actual, that have the ground to put the product in. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. Okay, so they keyed on the same thing that the applicant, being where the trees are and stuff are going to go. Like I keyed on it. So yeah, so we need, they asked the same question, but I was so confusing when I asked it.
No, I can, I think we interchanged the word grantee and applicant a little bit in the presentation. I can see where that might have been a little bit of confusion, but so let me kind of restate. The RFP is looking for, it could be the city of Shafter, it could be the county of Kern, it could be and it can be also a partnership. It can be that we do allow for, if the city is partnering with a nonprofit that does work in the local area, or even with private businesses. We're just looking for the grantee who goes into an agreement, a contract with the Air District to administer these funds. And then the idea is that whoever applies for these funds will have identified either potential locations, has already done some of the potential review of who owns the land and has maybe agreements. So that's what we're looking for in terms of the grantee. But there is a bit of mixture of who can benefit from it. It could be, the trees can go on private land, it can go on public land. But it is kind of right now, the goal of our request for proposals is to find that grantee to administer the funds.
Otra pregunta. ¿Por qué le dieron autoridad al Distrito del Aire para hacer el dinero para los rancheros y todo el dinero que se ha distribuido? Y para esto no pueden agarrar al Distrito del Aire. ¿Por qué le dan tanta vuelta? Si es lo más fácil que puede haber. El dinero está. Ahora el problema es buscar quién lo distribuya, quién lo acomode. Y cuando ustedes hicieron la decisión de darle a los rancheros, a las industrias el dinero, de volada pusieron al Distrito del Aire. Yo no entiendo.
Well, some of our programs, we have existing programs such as tractor replacement, agriculture burning that the district has been implementing. In terms of vegetative barriers, this is a program that the district has never done before, and we're not the experts. So we're trying to find groups who've done and have experience with implementing tree planting projects such as this vegetative barriers program. That's why we're looking for someone to come in and request the funds to administer, because we don't have that experience.
Otra pregunta. El Comité por un Shafter Mejor es una non-profit. CRP somos una non-profit. Y se mencionó de que ese grupo que quiera hacer un proyecto tiene que comprometerse por lo menos 10 años. Los 10 años aplica al grupo que aplique y acepte administrar ese proyecto, o los dueños donde se van a plantar los árboles, o todos juntos.
So yes, there is a long maintenance plan of 10 years, and I can understand why a grantee may have concerns. We're looking for partnerships. So as long as there's an agreement, for instance, if a nonprofit comes in to administer the grant and they have an agreement with the property owner or a third party to keep maintenance up for that 10 years, that is something we would allow.
Did that answer your questions, Annabelle and her group? Gustavo?
Por ahorita, sí.
Yo estoy en duda.
Thank you.
Yo estoy en duda.
So
This is Jeff. Can I be on queue?
Sure.
Gustavo Jr.?
Yeah, I think there was someone that was going to start a thought. If I could be the next person in line, that'd be great.
Hold on just a second. Michelle, I saw your hand raised. I don't know if you already had answered or stated your question, or if this is a new hand.
No, it's not a new hand. It was an old hand. I'm sorry. and take
No
it down,
problem.
but things can stop. I'm gonna butt in real quick. So will you, the grantor or grantee, they're basically a facility program. And then once we figure out where we want to put these vegetarian barriers, they reach out to the farmers. That's what we're talking about, that own the property where we're going to put these vegetative barriers if we can come to an agreement. Is that how it kind of works?
Yeah, so ideally, an applicant, when the RFP is released, would have some connections, maybe already agreements in place or permissions to plant trees on, if for instance, it is private property or they don't own the property. Through this subcommittee, I think our goal is to hear what type of RFP, what requirements you want in the RFP. And I apologize, I'm kind of interchanging between request for proposal and RFP, but this application that we're requesting from a potential grantee, the subcommittee here is here to give us guidance and direction. We have our CERT plan that we has our requirements, but the RFP realistically is meant to be something that is beneficial for the community. And yes, if there is some ways we can have those parcels of land already approved, it makes it easier. But I think through these discussions we can hopefully make sure we produce an effective and a great project that will lead to these trees being planted in the places that the community wishes to have.
Thank you, David. Did that answer your question, Michelle?
Yes. So if you're talking about Laredo Highway, that would be something that may be in the works already. They planted trees there, and that maybe we get a big wind through there and it blows a lot of dirt. So that would be something that they may already have a relationship. But I think that our committee, if they were interested in the people who live out near the farm ground and trying to get barriers like at the Mexican colony to protect the Mexican colony from a lot of the exposure from the farms. I think that's what Annabelle was getting at. So I am a little confused on still some points, and I'm sure you're gonna get us updated on those.
No, absolutely. And this initial committee meeting is kind of also for the community, is to give us feedback on where you want these vegetative barriers, preferably it's where you think there's the best benefit to the community. So in the next a little bit of time, we're going to kind of pull up a map, and the committee can kind of tell us, like, these are some initial thoughts we have of where these vegetative barriers should be planted. Obviously there may be restrictions in terms of, I understand the concern with property owners, but I think, with this committee's efforts, we can try to do the best we can to get those vegetative barriers planted in the regions and areas of the community that you want.
Gustavo Jr.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, and that's actually going to be my question. Like, I think I was going to try to ask, if we could break it down of because I'm trying to remember, but I know we've had this discussion, but I don't know how in detail we've had the discussion of if we know where we want these vegetative barriers, and are we going to work, from that perspective of first looking for potential properties or partnerships to get that acquired. But the second part of my question was, so this essentially it's a $1 million to do a vegetative barrier RFP, and then the whoever the contractor ends up being for this RFP, are we assuming that they will be doing all the analysis of where this is going to be, kind of what is the best, suitable vegetation barrier available, You know, is it bushes? Is it trees, etc.? And then like I think is going to be answered next here is like the location, right? So we're talking about potential contracts with through the RFP, but have we talked about where we're going to set this up? But I think that's part of the next discussion.
Yeah, so and that's a great question. Yes, in short answer, that's what we're looking for the grantee to do, is to have, and like I said, we don't have that expertise, but you know, for them is to come in, say, hey, these are the type of trees that we can plant here. This is where you're going to get the best benefits from. They're the ones who are going to help with, you know, one, just administering the funds, but also working with the community and the businesses to get the project implemented.
Did that answer your question, Gustavo? I think this is a great.
Yes, it did. It did. The only thing was, I think like the selection of the community concerns. We could definitely. I don't think we have to get a contractor. Like we have the community here. We could do them. It's fine. Like, you know, does the community want this along high traffic areas? Does the community want this along rural areas? Does the community want this around industrial areas, agricultural areas? So we can start narrowing that down without a contractor, or without, you know, potentially spending money from that 1 million, and do it via the subcommittee, right? That we have going here.
Yeah, you know, Gustavo, Gustavo, what I meant to say as well is we've done in other regions that have vegetative barrier programs or urban greening programs. You know, in the RFP, we list areas that the community, the committee has suggested or highly recommend as places for where the trees should be going. So it kind of directs them, the applicant, to say, oh, the community has already identified these spots as potentially high likely areas for the tree planting.
Perfect. Yeah, and that was actually going to be my last question is, if this has been done anywhere else through the 617 program or other programs, and they're farther along in this conversation, you know, has it been successful? What's going on there? You know, best practices, et cetera, you know, that way we know exactly what others have gone through. And if they have something that's working, then, you know, how we could replicate or scale that.
Sure, understood. And as of right now, vegetative barriers the RFP is currently open in Fresno, the South Central Fresno region, and it'll be closing next week. So we're hoping to see what types of applicants we might be getting, and I'll be happy to provide an update at our, you know, either the next meeting or so.
Thank you. Annabelle and her group.
Yeah, some comments. I'm not sure if Bianca Santoyo. Disculpa, déjalo hago en español porque estamos en el canal de español. No estoy seguro si Bianca Santoyo compartió con el distrito algunas fotos de lugares que hemos identificado, unas de ejemplos de barreras que ya existen aquí alrededor de Shafter, y otras fotos incluidas de áreas donde se necesitan esas barreras. No estoy seguro si Bianca las compartió porque tuvo una emergencia familiar y no pudo estar aquí, pero vamos a tener mucho más oportunidades de compartir eso si es que no la tienen ustedes todavía. Pero ya, como dijo Gustavo Jr., ya las personas aquí, los residentes, los miembros del comité directivo, comenzamos a ser parte de esa tarea. Y uno de los comentarios ahorita era, sí está esa lista de instituciones que pueden ser los aplicantes, pero también una de las primeras preocupaciones es, se va a usar gran parte de ese dinero para lo administrativo y van a ser muy pocos proyectos los que se van a hacer porque se va a usar mucho para administrar y no mucho para los proyectos, ¿verdad? Entonces esa preocupación de que tal vez sean, quién es el grupo que va a hacerlo, ¿verdad? Y qué son, de otras maneras, tratar de reducir los gastos de planificación y todo eso y enfocar los fondos en que se hagan la mayor parte de los proyectos. Aparte de que también tal vez no es para finalizarlo ahorita o decidir ahorita, pero también en el pasado hemos hecho el comentario que quiénes fueron esos rancheros que recibieron ya fondos de la 617 que moralmente deberían de trabajar con la comunidad y estar dispuestos a poner esas barreras. Hay algunas compañías que creo que recibieron medio millón o más. Entonces, yo creo que sería bien justo que esas compañías estuvieran dispuestas en colaborar en estos proyectos y ayudar a que más proyectos se puedan implementar para que se maximice la protección de los impactos a nuestra comunidad.
Sure. No, thank you. Great comments. In regards to the cost, the cost of administering the grant, or these, as we call them, non-construction costs. Currently, the cap is, we have it capped at 25%, which includes any outreach, any media, permitting, and the remaining 75% is for the materials, the labor to install it, and any like contracting services. But those are just those are percentages, but we do have some flexibility if that's up to 25% for non-material / construction costs. So if the committee wants to have a cap on certain funds or amounts on activities, we can absolutely discuss that. So, but we do want to pull up, if there's no more immediate questions, Zong has a map for everybody to get feedback and to provide their comments and locations, and to share with us, where they want to put these potential vegetative barriers.
Thanks, David. I know it's been a while. I think it's been a while since we've done a mapping tool for Shafter. I don't know when the last time was, but this might look familiar to some of you. This was a mapping tool that we utilized. It's similar to this. It's not exactly the same, but basically this is a tool that anyone can go in at any time. So this is the purple circle is the sphere of the 7-mile radius that is part of the Shafter boundary here. And then the green outline is the Shafter city limits. So just wanted to put that into perspective for the group here. So basically what we'd like to do is encourage everyone here to utilize this tool to, you're welcome. I don't think we've gotten the information from Bianca Gustavo. So please go ahead and have her send it. I will check in with Jess to see if maybe she sent it to Jess, but I'm not aware of it arriving yet to us. So please, I don't know if she's tried sending it by email or if it was, regular mail. But let us know and we will connect with Bianca and try to sort that out so we can get that feedback and include it with this tool that we have. So basically, I will drop this link in the chat here in a second, but you can just go in here. All you need to do is grab this green circle dot here, and if you want to blow up.
Sorry, Zong, I just wanted to let everybody know I did drop it into the chat already. So yeah, it's
perfect. Thank you, C. So all you need to do is grab this green marker and just place it wherever you feel the need for the vegetative barrier should be. So I'm just going to put a test one in right here. So all you do is drop it there, and then you can put in your comment. And then you don't need to put your first and last name, but you are welcome to. If you have any pictures, you can also attach them here. An email is required, but you can just put like, for those that don't have one, we say you can put ab617@valleyair.org, and then you would just do agreement here and then add your comment, and then it will close, and now that comment lives here. And so definitely encourage everyone to do that, and it could be multiple reasons for various spots, and whatever you feel the need. It can be anywhere the map is showing, so definitely add your input. Is there any questions? Oh, I do see a hand raised from Annabelle in her group.
Tenemos un comentario, podemos hacerlo.
Yes, go ahead.
Sí, sería posible que en este mapa también incluyeran lo que es los límites de lo que es el proyecto de la 617 para tener idea, ¿verdad? ¿Cuál es el 617? Porque parece que dijeron la línea verde es lo que es los límites de la ciudad de Shafter, pero sería posible que incluyeran también lo que es los límites de la 617 para cuando estemos revisando tener una mejor idea dónde, o sea, si están dentro de los límites de la 617 o no.
So as far as I understand, the sphere that is the AB617 is this purple one. And the green outline is just to show members that this is the boundary for the city limits. And just to keep that into consideration so that, you know, as you plot where you would like to see the vegetative barrier, then, you know, just keep that in mind that we will probably need to you know, partner with the city or the county or whatever agency that may be, you know, Caltrans or whoever. So that's just generally why there's the outlines there. Did that answer your question?
Si el círculo es a los límites de la 617, ya está claro, porque pensé que el círculo se movía de un lado a otro, que he visto otros mapas donde si usted le pica a un lado, el círculo se mueve y hay alrededor, pero si el círculo está fijo y todo va a quedar en medio, que es la 617, está claro.
Thank you. Did anyone want to make a suggestion right now? We can start adding any suggestions if you have any. Annabelle and her group, I'm not sure if your hand raises for the same question or if you guys have a comment to add.
No, no la habíamos bajado. Gracias.
Angie, did you, I saw your hand pop up, and then Dora.
My question was, is this a live map so that we can see other people's pin drops so that we don't remark the same place someone else is marking?
I'm so sorry. Can you say that again? My kids are home and my dog is barking really loud. And so
it's fine. It's fine. Is this a live map so that we can see when other people are marking the same area so we don't double mark and make it look like a big bouquet of something?
Yes, it is a live map. So, you know, if you are in there, Annabelle can go in there, Dora can go in there. It is a live map, and it's okay, you know, if multiple people add their input. I think that's fine.
Thank you.
Dora?
Yeah, I can't drag it, so can I give you the information I have? My input?
Sure.
Okay.
you can either do it now, or if you have a lot of points that you want to make or locations, you're welcome to either email it to us or contact me and we can do it over the phone.
Okay, that would be great. I'll email you. Thank you.
Sure. Was there any, I can't tell off my screen. I'm not sure if there's any other comments or any other input that anyone wanted to make at this point. Michelle?
So what we talk about the subcommittee, we're going to bring this to our normal meeting that other people who maybe had a conflict today would able to weigh in on some of this, right? I mean, I assume that's what we're going to do.
Yes, and thank you so much, Michelle. That actually leads into my next question, which is for the next regular Shafter CSC meeting, we'd love to have someone who was part of today's meeting to share kind of what we discussed, do a quick update at the next meeting, and then we also will share this link with everyone and also try to get more feedback. So not sure if Michelle, if you're volunteering yourself because your hand is still up, or if someone else wanted to step up and provide the update at the next CSC meeting.
Oh no, I left my hand up. I could do it. I'm not sure exactly I understand all the partnership to really explain it well. So maybe Gustavo or Gus was better at that. I'm still kind of trying to grasp how that kind of works together. So and maybe once I've heard it once or twice, maybe it'll be better for me. So I would do it, but I don't know if I'm the best person.
No worries. We'll definitely connect with Gustavo, both junior and senior, and anyone else who, if anyone else would like to volunteer. And so just wanted to share this map one more time. If there's anyone else who wants to provide any input at this point, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. We have a little bit more time. So just wanted to touch base, in terms of our next steps. Did the CSC want to, plan on meeting again in like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or we can kind of see how it goes, how the process goes, and, send out a message on possible dates. Gustavo Jr.?
Yeah, quick question is for the meeting, when we have our next regular CSC meeting, are we also going to go over the live map selection exercise that was done today? Obviously the rest of the steering committee will have that opportunity as well, right?
Yes, for sure. We can definitely go over it and spend a little bit of time, just kind of what we did today, and share some of that information during the next CSC meeting.
Okay, and will that map, I just connected on video here. Usually 3 is pickup time for my kids, but I missed the live editing version of it, of this presentation. Will that be sent out before the next CSC meeting, with the agenda for the next meeting per se, where residents are able to explore that, or has this already been sent? Maybe I missed it.
No, it hasn't been sent yet, but for sure, yeah, we can share it with the CSC with the agenda as part of the agenda itself, or in a separate email.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yep, I'll drop that down. Any other questions? Michelle, I'm not sure if your hand is still raised for something else or if you have a new comment or question. Oh, okay. Well, I think that is it. Other than that, then appreciate everyone's time. if you have any questions or want to send us any information or connect and provide your vegetative barrier suggestions over the phone or through email, just send us a quick email or give us a call and we can definitely help you with that. Otherwise, I guess we're done. Appreciate everyone.
I just sent you the pictures that I was mentioning. Sean.
Yes. Gustavo, I did get it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.